can never cheat this, huh? Tried it so many times whenever I saw it coming. Tried to jump over it, never worked. What the hell is this decal doing here? Clipping through the wall, Sabatu. Unbelievable. It's the ghoul. Oh, hello. Bye. Well. What is he doing? Well, I'm stealthy. Alright. A weak hammer. Wasn't that all too scary? That's just a ghoul. Mr. Ghoul. The supreme task. Supreme. The black book is indeed very helpful in my task. The last of the triumvirate remains, and I feel I'm really close. My most loyal friend Horace is really capable, and if it weren't for him, the second of the triumvirate, I don't know what this is, would have torn me apart. I have to open it. I don't know why, but I need to find out what's on the other side. My dear daughter is showing some concern, but I reassert her that I know what I'm doing. The thoughts are discovered in a forgotten tomb in Egypt were really dangerous, or arguably dangerous. Must be contained by a magic formula. Who knows what will happen if they escaped? They'd be good for forming a triumvirate to bind souls and open the mirror. The Eldridge, Year of the Lord, 1259. Also here, why does it do this? I click on this thing, and a white screen appears. Why? Why? Also this one for some reason, and this one, and that one, and that one, and that one now. It's strange. Like if I hold it, it's like that as well. Maybe something to fix, Sabatu. Maybe something to fix. I don't know if it's supposed to be a feature or not, but you know why. Oh, never mind. Good one. Hey, broke guys. Kom. Hey. Go. He's stuck. Poor ghoul is stuck. You stuck, my mate? Okay, he's coming now. Kom, poor ghoul. Come here. Mr. Ghoul. You alright, mate? he ain't alright. Or well. Not that way. Maybe this way. Maybe not. Ah, okay. Somehow I have to get to there. Not like this. Ah, like this. Weak hammer, of course. Hammer time. Another time. Another time. What do you mean you cannot use this item this way? I like that idea. That was a good idea. Although the ghoul was a bit retarded. They should look at the script. Maybe they're... I want to know if the ghoul was shown the player's position, because it felt like he wasn't really running, but just more like limping towards you, you know? It's still doing that. I don't know why it is or what it's doing, but it's seems to be that. I also know when I touch doors, huh? Certain doors. Very strange. Maybe I should download the custom story file after all. Then again, I have to do it over. Letter from letter from Bavaria. The Right Honorable Duke James C. Eldridge. The situation you face at Eldridge Hall in County Donegal has not escaped my attention. I can assure you that you are not alone, and I'm very aware of the situation you face. That is why I have decided to send you my top expert, Kurt Kellner, to you. He might be young, but I assure you that he is my best aide who will be able to help you with this situation. So please expect his arrival in 9 sunsets. Why just don't say 9 days? Just say 9 days. Who says 9 sunsets? Whew. I am sure you will provide him with everything he needs to solve your problem with the contaminated archives. With the greatest respect, Vladimir von Verscheidenberg, October 26, 1734. Verscheidenberg Castle, huh? It's about to be having Vietnam flashbacks with those names. Okay, it's getting a bit annoying. Okay, how long did it? Oh, yeah, half an hour left. At least 1 to 2 now or so.
My long life, I have experienced many strange events and met many dark beings. But the worst were the stone creatures and the cursed castle, where I served as warden of the prison and orphanage. The Barnes confidant, Kurt Kellner.
He is also in my custom story that is upcoming as a voice actor. I hope Sabatu be patching this weird thing with the white screen. Yeah, I know. This is definitely something that needs to be patched. Oh. Yeah. I knew it. He has this tendency to, especially, you know, in Castle Wackersburg, you know. Those angels had a tendency to do. Hello, goodbye. I heard him coming from the left. Those angels had a tendency to do that. And on this dingy box as well. The dark history of Eldridge Hall. Eldridge Hall, a massive castle set amidst the deep woods of Ireland, was founded in the year 1236. The founder of the castle was Leoric Eldridge, along with his brother, whose name has not survived. The same year after the castle was completed, Leoric Eldridge welcomed his daughter Emily into the world. At the same time, his brother went out in the world to gain experience. Everything changed in 1260. Something extremely mysterious happened that fateful year. Emily Eldridge appeared, and so did Leoric Eldridge. It was as if the earth has fallen away from them. The only suspect was Horace Jameson, a close friend of the Earl, who also disappeared that fateful day. If it had not been for his brother Leoric Eldridge, whose name has not survived and who's continued the family line, the castle would probably have fallen into disrepair. Nothing mysterious or suspicious has happened since this terrible event, except for the extraordinary disappearances of the family members. According to the historians, this can be attributed to the fact that the family was not well. According to the locals, they were witches. A witch! Because you can't have a different color eye for every eye. You can. It's something that is possible. Anyway, one thing's for sure. The castle and the family are shrouded in mysterious cloud. And it's not just the Irish weather. People go missing here, and there are rare family members. People go missing here, and there are the rare family members that die under mysterious circumstances. Moreover, ominous whispers are omnipresent around the castle. Written by Henry Stanton. Alright. Yeah, I might have to cut this one a bit short because this is annoying. Who beta tested this user story, by the way? I wanna know. Was it beta tested in the first place at all? I think I remember this place. I think I do. I might not. I don't know. Aha, so this is the main hall. I do. Oh wait. Oh, wait, no, not this one. Let's see. Alright. Ooh, down there. That looks interesting. Maybe not. Let's go. What's all this then? The entrance to the white cell is blocked by a locked door. I really don't know why it's doing it. Like, the steam batch file is also broken, so I don't know. This has something to do with the bat file, I don't know.
The form of these beings who toil in the cursed twink is new to me. However, I did find out some information. They have a total of 3 servant victims on their conscience. According to James Eldridge, these 3 servants were behaving very strangely. They would often go into the archives at night and lock the door behind them, and there were always bangs. From the garden, it is evident that the servants have boarded up all the windows in the archives, and from this, I conclude that this dark being, or beings, are afraid of the light. I will examine the wing today, but I must be sure to have sufficient oil, for these creatures are inactive in the light. But if you extinguish the lantern, you are dead in seconds. The first time I ran out of oil, and they tried to drain the life energy out of me, but since I'm not exactly human, I was able to get out of the archives just by being at the entrance. The Baron's confidant, Kurt Kellner.
Inactive in light. I don't see that. Infested archives. Fill the lantern to the brim of oil. We run out of oil completely, either die or don't get it any further. Alright, so I'll have to do this quickly.
I know who these creatures are. They are whispering angels. One touch from this being will suck the life out of you. But since I can't die, I have an endless supply of life energy. I'm so weak that I can barely move, and thus I'm unable to leave this wing. I can't get out, because the angels won't let me out, and I don't have enough strength to remove the formwork from the windows. I believe this is Vladimir's punishment for his disappointment in that cursed castle or something.
For something. For Scheidenberg, mister. Okay, I have to do this quick, I suppose. I do not know what my purpose is as far here. But we'll soon find out. Yeah, no. After this, I'll stop the recording. Because I think this is a bit unplayable like that.
After all these years of starvation and the constant draining of my life force by the angels, I'm practically all dried up. I should have turned down Vladimir's offer when I fled the estate years ago from that bitch Kellner, who had taken me into the woods and abused me since I was young. If I had only refused Vladimir's offer, I could have died in the forest and been with my grandfather in the afterlife. If I had known that I would be forced to rot in an underground prison, watching over those poor children that Vladimir had tortured in such a brutal way, I would have preferred to die.
Was he someone here?
Help me.
Where are you? Oh, there. Hello. Goodbye.
Please, I need your help.
Okay, that is not the way. Specially shaped tube. Ah, wait a minute. Ah, okay, you can't. You can't bump into them. Alright, I do have the tube though. Is that it? Do I have to help this bozo? Whatever he might be. Wrong way. Alright. I'll leave. Was this it? Was this the point for me coming here? Why? Don't I need to help him? Alright, if that was it, then I think I can go to the wine cellar, no? Basement door with the key. You mean the wine cellar door, not the basement door. Let me guess, the key I'll find somewhere here in this area. Looks like the corridor to the hall back is flooded. Another obstacle to uncovering the truth about Eldridge Hall. I have no choice but to explore this part of the castle and find an alternative route. Alright. The castle has fallen. The situation at Eldridge Hall is absolutely deplorable and I don't know what to make of it. My strength is almost at its lowest ebb from the constant disintegration of my own family. It all started this January when my brother-in-law, William Eldridge, suddenly disappeared. Before that, he had been acting really suspicious for a few months. Kinda sus. Often traveling away for days at a time. I'm sure I once saw him enter our family tomb from a window along with a few workmen, but I never got the courage to ask him. Not long after William's disappearance, my son Oliver was found in the wine cellar, brutally dismembered, and from his expression, he was alive when it happened. Poor boy, from then on, all hell broke loose. The archives, which was my refuge, had to be locked up as 3 servants, as if possessed, boarded up all the windows and then disappeared. My husband refused to believe that this is not just a coincidence. Hope dawned in the form of a boy named Kurt Connor, who was sent to Eldridge Hall by certain Baron Vladimir von Verschuilenburg. I admit I was highly skeptical given his age, but it was clear from the moment that he arrived that Kirk knew what he was talking about. Our hopes were extinguished the moment the unholy roar was heard from the archives and Kurt never came out again. I knew that would be the end of us. After Oliver and later Kirk died, the terror at Eldridge Hall began to build. Statues of angels, some rare dark ectoplasm, appeared here and there in the castle, but often after a while they disappeared or moved elsewhere. The archives were totally infested and anyone who entered without the source of light was instantly killed and had their life and energy sucked out. But that wasn't the worst of it. The last few days, members of the family began, including my parents, Charlie and Petra Eldridge, have begun to die. Oh, they start to die, huh? Okay. Next came Oliver, Oscar, Chloe and Jack. They were all found without a drop of life and looked like they had been drying out for centuries. We didn't even have the time to bury them in our family vault. We need to focus on my mission now. Before we leave the castle, we need to make sure something doesn't follow us. One of the tasks was to seal the wine cellar tightly. I hid the key in my chambers and my butler damaged the mechanism and took the pipe to the archives. Unfortunately for him, he didn't take my advice and took an old lantern. The lantern failed and he became another victim of the darkness. The entrance to the back hall was littered with William's recipes for explosives. It was just me and my husband James and our 3 children, Thomas, Zachary and Violet. Although this is the end of the famous Eldridge family, I'm sure it's the only solution. Handwritten by Victoria Eldridge, the Duchess of Donegal, November 23rd, 1735. Okay, so there are 2 ways. This one is locked. Okay, it's completely broke. Chamber of the Duchess. So yeah. What will we find in the Chamber of the Duchess? It's probably the key to the wine cellar. We'll see that in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next episode. Cheers.